If you're not going to be at your radio, you can still listen to your favorite programs. Download the KAWC KOFA app from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store. Stream us online at kawc.org or borderradioaz.org, or ask your smart device to play KAWC or KOFA.
What's up, Yuma? I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie.
And on today's program, we are going to be joined first by Lindsay Martin, a.k.a. Coach Linds, who's a rising social media influencer of sorts.
She's a trainer. Woman extraordinaire.
Yeah, and she kind of came out of nowhere and came on my radar and just kind of blew up at like phenom.
I'm excited to meet her.
Social media, yeah. And then we're also going to have
David Adler, who is a commercial hot air balloon pilot and the Concertmaster for the Yuma Symphony Orchestra.
Oh, we're going to meet a master.
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, that sounds great. I love the orchestra as well, so
yeah, me
that's
too.
going to be good. So stay with us for What's Up Yuma Radio, beginning right now on KOFA 94.7 FM
and streaming online at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app. You can stream right now on Border Radio Facebook page and KAWC YouTube page, and email us at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. YumaElectricServiceLLC.com.
Chili from Philly. Nick Papa Giorgio from Yuma.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome to another episode of What's Up Yuma Radio. I'm Johnny.
And I'm Ronnie.
And we had a little bit of a technical problem, but we got it going. We're good.
As usual around here. We always have something happening.
At least your mic didn't fall this time.
Yeah, and yeah, we're good.
But I got to turn my headphones down.
Mine were so loud.
I was turning them way up right now. And anyway, let's get to the show, Ronnie. What do you think? Yeah, let's do that.
She's sitting here pretty in pink.
Pretty in pink. Yeah, that's kind of on brand for her. And her, what I'm talking about, or who I'm talking about, is Coach Linds, a.k.a. Lindsay Martin. Good morning.
Hi, good morning.
Thank you for being with us.
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
Excited. It's Friday.
It is Friday. So that's like a good thing. I noticed people are wearing shorts around here. So it's casual Friday. So that's definitely a thing. So, Lindsay, you came on my radar about maybe a year and a half ago or maybe 2 years ago. You won some tickets at my previous radio station. And I just kind of noticed that you were just kind of taking over social media for some reason. And I couldn't put my finger on it. I didn't understand it, but I knew it was real. So that's why I wanted to have you on today.
No, I appreciate it. I'm so excited to be here. So this is a whole new experience. So thank you for having me.
So I guess early background, you're born and raised in Yuma?
Yes, born and raised, 27 years old, been here. I left for college, came back during the summers, but yeah, been a human.
Wow.
Yeah. So when you left for college, what was it that you wanted to go to school for, or what was little Lindsay wanting to be when she was little Linds? Little Linds.
Is that what we call you?
Yeah,
call you Linds. Okay.
Yeah,
okay. What did little Linds want to be?
So I guess when I graduated from Yuma Catholic in 2016, I got a scholarship to play basketball collegiately at University of St. Catherine. So, obviously I took that, full guard, and I got my bachelor's in kinesiology. So that's where also my fitness training, my nutrition comes into play also.
So what is that word? I don't.
Kinesiology.
You guys said it together. That was pretty cool.
We're smart.
Yeah. Ronnie's learning a lot.
But I couldn't tell you what it means.
She's learned a lot on this show because we interview a lot of PhDs.
Oh my! They're I have my doctorate.
Yeah.
I'm like, I have a high school diploma.
Yeah.
Hey, I love it.
Me too.
So then you said the nutrition came in with that.
Yes. So anything really with, athletics, I'm hopefully your girl, there's other things I can obviously go for, but personal training is, my main thing, personal training for women.
So why basketball? You just fell in love with the sport?
Yeah. So in 5th grade, I don't really know how it happened. My coach, Mrs. Joanna Smith, she was my basketball coach at St. Francis, and from there, I just, kept playing, sports wasn't really my thing. I was a dancer growing up my whole life. Okay. So it was like a big transition, especially when I got into high school and made the varsity team as a freshman.
Wow.
So, I love playing sports. I love anything athletic. So
that's awesome. Yeah. I went to St. Francis too for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, way before you.
You swear.
So basketball, you gravitated towards it. You liked it. Obviously, it kept you fit, in shape. You're doing this. And now you own a gym. So I just want a home gym.
Yes.
And tell everybody what that is.
So what it entails in general is it's mainly for women. Yes, it's just women.
Okay, let's
It's a woman home gym. It's really just, for women to feel comfortable where they're working out, and it's empowering, working with other girls. You work out in groups of 3s and then I'm there with you. It's just a whole different community, like the girls that are in it right now. I hope they feel it. I know that they feel it because we're going to have, a little get together tonight. And, it's just, it's a little family, it's really nice.
Is it at your house?
Yes.
So you just did you transform like your garage?
Yes, it's a garage area.
Wow.
So like the way you even enter, you really don't even know you're entering into my house, It's
like a gym.
Yes. So
it just looks like a gym when you get there.
Yes, when you walk in. Yes.
That's awesome.
Everything's pink, of course.
And what's the name of the gym for our listeners?
Grace Strength Haven.
Because Grace is your daughter's name, right?
Yes, and then my mom, who passed away, it was her name also. So my daughter is named after my mom.
I love that.
Yes.
I love when we name things after our kids. So my advice column is Ronnie's Remedy, and my daughter's name's Remedy.
I love it. I love it.
So early on, so you did your basketball, then you got into nutrition. So that plays into where you're at now. But when I met you, you were a teacher.
Yes.
Or you are a teacher, but you were a teacher at the juvenile at that point?
Yeah, in juvie. Yeah. So honestly, I've been a teacher for 6 years. My most, impactful year though was teaching in juvie. I met so many students, I get the chills thinking about it. Like I think about those kids often, I'm there to so-called impact them, but I definitely came out knowing who I was as a teacher,
they taught you.
As a mother. Yeah. I would play basketball with them or volleyball every day. It's just, nice to just have a relationship with those students and let them know that we don't see them for, yes, we're in juvie right now. We're back here, but I just see another student.
You're just a student. You're not a list. You're not your rap sheet. You're not a list of problems or charges. You're not a
juvenile to me. You're my student, so they really, changed my perspective, in a lot of things. So I really miss them,
So how did you get into the teaching world? Was there like a coaching job at first, or how did that happen?
When my mom passed away, I was going into my senior year of college, and I was home at that time when she passed away, thankfully. And, I went back to senior year, COVID happened. So I came back and I graduated online. And my mom was a teacher at St. Francis.
Okay.
So I was like, you know what? She was Miss Martin. I wanted to, carry on the legacy of being Miss Martin also, so I saw the way she impacted other kids, and she worked with younger kids, but I'm more of a high school, teacher, I don't know. It's just different. I am a 7th grade teacher right now. So I think that's the lowest I could ever go when it comes to teaching.
Little kids would be hard.
Yeah. And then the little kids teachers, elementary, they're like, oh my God, that older
could never do older.
So
so it's a temperament. It's a personality.
Exactly. We are where we're supposed to be.
You feel like you could probably reach the older crowd more.
Yeah. Because you can just talk to them like normal people, just like when I was in juvie,
because little kids are not normal.
They are normal. They are.
My 7-year-old's weird. It's okay.
I didn't mean it like that.
Yeah, no, definitely strange kids. So when you're at the juvenile system, is there any highlights or certain kids that kind of touched your heart, or stories that you could remember of making that impact?
Yeah, I think it's just they all have a personality, when you think about kids that are in the system or, just on that path right now, you have a certain idea about them, and it's they're just normal kids. They made a mistake, and they're so talented too. Whether it's they're so athletic, they sing, they play sports,
and you're finding that those jewels inside of them, and you're saying okay, this one could sing, obviously. So that takes something that you be able to kind of pull that out of them, or were they just kind of sing for you? How did this happen? You just developed this relationship?
Know. I guess being comfortable with each other, having conversation, and and then there was a point where I started. So when we went into the classrooms, the walls were just white. Okay. So I started social emotional learning, SEL activities, and they think students in general, not just in juvie, you have social emotional learning activities, and people think, I'm just talking about myself. You're not putting really a lot of thoughts, but they don't know that they're actually getting an impact, with emotion, whether it's journaling, et cetera, stuff like that. So by the time I left, all the white walls were covered with, art, so it was really cool to see that. I don't know. It was just everything was a good time, playing sports with them. Rec time was really fun, playing basketball. I beat them a lot.
So I beat them a lot. So here's a,
I smashed
you
those
said,
kids.
what are they, 7th graders?
No. So these are mainly high schoolers.
Oh, these are high school
yeah,
kids.
but like they did get younger kids, but the high school kids is like
So you're
the
it's high
sophomore,
school.
juniors, seniors. Yeah. They're bigger kids than me. Yeah, what do you mean? But yeah, we were.
They're bigger than you?
Yeah, they were taller than me. Yeah,
They were bigger, and you're over there dunking on these kids and just
She
like
did go to
showing-
college for
collegiate.
basketball.
She used the word collegiate, I think, earlier.
Yeah,
and like she's just like,
collegiate.
boom, like
I
take
will
that.
show you.
and I'd be
Don't ever come back here.
Yeah, this will happen to you.
I'd be in my dresses all the way to my ankles, like, and I'd put my hookahs on during my lunch break and go back there and like literally beat them in games with like pink dresses. I was like, you'll never forget that a girl in pink dress beat you guys.
Is there any footage of this? We need to track this down.
I wish there was, but no, there isn't.
Probably wasn't allowed.
Yeah, I know.
So you're getting to live out kind of both, right? Because then you're, like you said, go rec room, have some activity with them, doing that sport athletic side, and also teaching them.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. So again, how did you get into that though? Specifically, you said you just because of your mom.
So when I got into teaching, it was because of my mom, and then towards my 4th year at a high school that I was teaching at, a big thing like just happened in my life where it was, the darkest time in my life. Like I was, I felt like everyone knew my business. It was really blasted, so I took a step back a lot, and then when that happened 2 days later, I was like, I'm going to start applying to new places. You never know what's going to happen.
So you had a good job. You were there for a while.
Yeah,
and
for
then
4 years.
4 years, you liked it, but something happened.
Yeah, a life event outside of school happened, and it was a really big impact in my life and then the people around me.
Sure.
So there was a lot, emotion behind it. So I had to take a big break from teaching where I was, and then I came back.
How long was the break for?
A month.
You took a month-long break?
It was like a month and a week maybe, but it was from Thanksgiving break all the way to the beginning of when the first day of the second semester.
So like a lot of self-reflection during that time?
Yeah, oh my God. That's not even funny. Like when I look back, it was literally the worst time. Like now, when I talk about it and I think about it, I could be bawling, but now I'm like, that all had to happen because I would have never applied to work at Juvie.
Yep.
Like when that happened to me, 2 days later, I started looking for different jobs because I'm a single parent, like I'm not going to put myself in a situation and I don't want my daughter to ever feel like, even though she's 3 now, like
no, teach them now.
Yeah. Like I'm not going to do that. So I worked, I made sure I, figured things out. And then the process with the Juvie took a couple months. So I was at the high school. I was back at the high school I was at. And I think the biggest reason I went back was because I knew the real story behind everything. And I wouldn't have been able to be a teacher again if what people believe happened to me was true, without going into details, But I never really said my story really until now. And I'm not even saying that full story, but it's nice to think about it now, and hear it. It's like, I could have said my whole story and, cared what people thought. I did for a while, but at the end of the day, like I found out who my community was, like who was my, my village. I found out what I needed to be doing. I needed to do it for my daughter, for myself, so, and from that, Coach Linds, like, became a bigger thing. I became more confident in who I was, like no one was going to stop me no more. Like it was me.
It took that
world.
dark time.
Sure.
It took that dark time for the introspection. It took that time to start thinking, well, who am I? Or even like one of the things, obviously you said if it was something that was in the public eye, you got to think like, well, how do people perceive me?
Exactly.
Like, how am I perceived? How do I want to be perceived? Do I care that I'm perceived in a certain way? You have all these things swirling around and you're taking this time to do the reflection, which is good. A lot of people don't do that. They don't reflect and they just like drown themselves in, pleasures or alcohol, stuff like that. And you taking that time to do that is how you said this Coach Linds, that who I met all these years later, or this time later, became this person that is like, why is she on my feed all the time? Why is she everywhere? Why is everybody talking about her? It's 'cause she was birthed like a butterfly in this situation.
It's crazy. When I look back, I'm like, oh, I'm so grateful for that because I wouldn't have been like, okay, let's do it. Like, who cares if this is what you want? If your daughter's good and you're okay and we're healthy, that's all that matters at the end of the day. And then the people that are going to be there, they're going to be there at the end of the day. So I'm really grateful for, did that have to happen? No.
Yeah.
Like no one really deserves to go through that, especially when it's in the public eye, But at the end of the day, it's like, I'm glad it happened because I'm so much stronger. Like I'm so much more confident. Like,
but what's the beautiful part is you learned and you're not repeating or staying stuck. And I don't believe in failure. I don't think there's that word doesn't exist in my vocabulary. It's just learning how to not do something.
No.
So I think that I grow from my darkest moments, and I've talked, John, we've both talked about our very, very dark moments where I could have gone left and I wouldn't even be here anymore.
Yeah.
But I'm here. And that's what's so cool about that.
Yeah. And I'm lucky I had at my darkest moments, I had a mentor that said, don't do that. Don't drown yourself in the pleasure and don't go out and drink and self-medicate. Deal with it. Find out why you're here so you never come back here again.
That's right.
And that's how, like, I guess a whole new birth in my world came about. So we're going to take a quick break and we're going to find out what was it like to be and step into Coach Linds and get on that public stage once again and putting the past behind you. Can we do that?
Yes.
All right. We're going to do that after a quick break. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Sunrise Cleaning, serving the Yuma area's residential and commercial cleaning needs. Sunrise exclusively uses eco-friendly cleaning products and provides specialty services such as solar panel cleaning and pressure washing. More information and appointment booking at sunrisecleaningaz.com.
You're tuned to 94.7 FM KOFA Border Radio. I'm Juan Garcia from the KAWC Newsroom. The weather forecast for Yuma today is sunny with the high near 93, mostly clear tonight with a low around 75 and a 10% chance of showers and thunderstorms. Arizona Western College has received an invitation to join the Google AI Innovation Network. For more information, visit kawc.org/news. Stay tuned for more What's Up Yuma with Johnny and Ronnie on 94.7 FM KOFA Border Radio.
K-pop fans, let's take a little trip into the future, shall we? Join me this Saturday at 1 p.m. to hear from fifth-generation K-pop artists. We're going to hear from groups who have debuted since 2023. Groups like To Us, Boy Next Door, Baby Monster. So, if you want to hear what the future of K-pop sounds like, join me for the K-pop for Border 5th Generation show this week on KOFA Border Radio, streaming on web and the KAWC Border app on Saturdays at 1 p.m.
Yuma Community Theater will present Roald Dahl's Matilda, the musical, October 9th through the 11th at 7 p.m. and October 12th at 2 p.m. at the historic Yuma Theater. Matilda is the tale of a gifted young girl unappreciated by her parents who develops the ability to solve her problems. Details and tickets are at yumashowtickets.com.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up Yuma Radio. We are here with Coach Linds talking about how she became Coach Linds, and it took a dark period of her life to kind of do some reflection and look at the certain situations. And then you became Coach Linds, and again, on my feed all the time, like you became this almost like an influencer in Yuma, right? And you're influencing people to get healthy, which is a good thing to do, right?
Yeah,
so
positive influence.
And so what was that like transitioning into that? And you were talking off air about your first gym outside of a gym was in your kitchen?
Yeah, so I was like before, 2 years ago, I was at a local gym, Keto Fit Gym. And then, being a single mom, I was like, okay, like I want to have more time with my daughter, yes, I've been working at a gym right after I teach, but, I just want that contact more. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna, coach from my house, and I have a garage area, but the way it was, the owners before, they had like a wood working area. So it was like
a workshop.
It was just a mess, so the floor was bad. So there was, so there's no like getting into that right away. It was like a process, so you see a vision, but you can't just get there overnight, as we all know. So, baby steps. So little, like I have a big kitchen area. So I was like, okay, I can put black mats out. I have a room that's connected to my kitchen that I'll have all the equipment, you know. So it worked out. We were able to train 3 people at the same time, you know, with free rates, you know. And honestly, like if you see, you know, their progress, like it's been great, you know. So like,
so what year is this when this is happening? 2
years ago, I was in my kitchen.
2 years ago, you're in your kitchen.
A year and a half, a year. Yeah, I don't even know, honestly. Like all the years are put together, I guess now.
It just blurs.
Yeah, honestly, it's just ever since everything, I'm just, you know, writing, just going with whatever God wants. I'm listening to you, you know. But and then recently, we remodeled my like garage area, and you enter from my side and everything, and you know, it's a whole different experience. So it's so exciting, you know, especially with the ones that have been with me since the gym I was coaching at, and then they went into my kitchen.
So they went from that to the kitchen.
So it's so cool. And like even one of them, she's actually coming back. She just had her baby, and she literally trained with us until her last day was a Thursday, and then she had her baby on that Saturday.
Until her water broke.
Until that Saturday, you know.
You're like,
it was perfectly planned. Like we planned that was her last, you know, session. So I've seen like a lot of growth, and I've been part of a lot of milestones with my clients. So you know, I really love it.
So real fast, are there any like crazy regulations to start a home gym?
Yeah, so
like legal.
Yeah, so just having your insurance, you know, Andrea Insurance is my go-to lady. Like, so whenever I have a problem, like I just message her or message, you know, Darla, you know. So, you know, they're really great.
That's really like the insurance, having your equipment.
Yes, having your equipment, and then, you know, having your, you know, have them sign, you know, at the end, like have the rules, like
that you won't sue me.
Yeah, exactly. So don't just, you know, go into that, but yes, you know, cross all your T's, please. Yeah.
So I want to go back to. So you had women, like at least 3 of them, follow you from this to in a gym to in your kitchen doing jumping jacks and stuff.
Yeah, having weights.
Yeah,
thrusters.
What's that? What was that like though? Like, just take me back to that.
Like okay, so I did the lighting differently. So yeah, you knew you were in my kitchen, but like you just walked in, you knew the door was open for you. Like I knew who was coming in at all times. My cameras, like they alert me at all times, and it's just. It just becomes your house also at the same time. Like people are very comfortable.
They're comfortable. Okay.
Yeah, like that's the whole idea of having a woman gym also. Like you're passing by, like your 3 are leaving, you 3 are coming. Oh, hey, what's up? You know, like, and then we're going to have, you know, a get together. Like I just want everyone comfortable with each other, you know, like that's the main goal, you know, and then them getting their goals, you know, like, you know, we're doing thrusters, you know, we're doing
laughing
weights, you know?
and having a good time.
You don't need machines, you know, like, it's all about, you know, the experience and trusting the process.
And it wasn't tempting for them, like the fridge was right there, like there's the fridge, like what's in there?
That's where they got their water bottles. So they needed one, and if they needed to put their protein shakes in there.
Protein.
Yeah, there you go.
There you
Within those 30 minutes of finishing a workout, you need your protein. So yes,
that's funny.
So you did that. You moved into your gym now, which is your garage. Remodeled. Now, at that same time, you're doing social media stuff and you're marketing yourself as Coach Linds, but it's really taken off. Did you think it was going to be that way, or like what was the magic behind it, if any? And if you say I don't know, then I don't know.
I literally don't know, because
we go. She went with that answer. Guys.
She does not want to share the secret sauce.
Tell us your secret.
I think so just being a human in general, like from a young age, like my mom put me in everything, 4-H, dance.
So you know a lot of people.
Yeah, like I was already in the community. My mom had me very involved, like a well-rounded individual, as like St. Francis was saying, you know, like, so I feel like you really don't think about that stuff until you get older. You're like, oh my gosh, my mom like prepared me for this. It's like she knew.
I'm going to record this and show it to my teenager.
Oh my God, no, it's so crazy. Like my mom, like, I'm where I am because of my mom. And she was a single mom also, you know, so it's like I get my strength from her, you know, for sure, you know, so it's like I had a good role model for sure.
So then what was it like though when you started to see all those likes and all that attention early on?
Like it still doesn't like hit me fully. I think the funny thing is like when I'll be out or doing something like, oh, you're Coach Linds, right? I'm like, whoa, that's like kind of weird. Yeah. Like but I love it. Like I want people to say hi to me, you know, like I love like how like I'm actually reaching out to different groups of people, you know, whether it's like law enforcement, just a random person on the like, you know, side of the street, you know, that's like it's just cool how I'm building a community with other people that I really don't know until through Instagram. Yeah.
And then you are building that community, like you said. You have a special event coming up.
Yes.
Like
yes.
she's into running too, Ronnie.
No.
Yeah, she's one of the runners.
I go to the run club, so I'm so grateful that they put that together because like outside of training, it's a job for you, you know. So you need to train. Yes, you need to work out because also you're your own marketing, you know. But then going to the run club and what they're doing for the human community also, it's so great because like I get to relax. Yeah. I get to, you know, enjoy the ride, you know, and not have to, you know, like tell you, okay, we're doing this and that. So I really enjoy what they're doing. But also October 19th, it's a Sunday, during sunrise, we're going to be having a woman hike. And I'm so excited. Yes. We're not asking for payments or anything. What we are asking is for donations for the Yuma Food Bank. So
so you just show up with the can.
Exactly. So if you go sign up so we can know, you know, like have an expected number. And if you're going to bring anyone, we ask that. If you've ever hiked Telegraph before. I
never have.
Yeah. Just
you haven't?
No, I never have. And I've always wanted to.
Wow.
And it's so funny because I saw that the other day and I was like, a soft yes. That's what I say when I say maybe. A soft yes.
Think about the sunrise. Like, so we're going to, when we get there, we're going to actually start at 5 a.m. like the talking, you know, I'll be talking. Andre Insurance, who is sponsoring. We have a couple other sponsors, Strong Beginnings. And then,
Bernice.
And then Desert Oasis Wellness. Yeah. So they're really great people, all of them. Women, businesses.
We've had some on our show.
Yes, exactly. I know. I love it. So I'll be introducing them and then I'll lead stretches. We'll have a prayer led by Naya. So I go to church to this for the city, and she's one of the singers, and she's a leader there. So I'm having them do that. We'll stretch. We're gonna also have yoga and like breath work, like at the halfway point when we get to the top. So we're gonna see the sunrise. We'll all be there, and then Angie Aguilar and then Lotus, who is actually opening her own Pilates studio. She's gonna be leading that with them. And then we'll go down and then, you know, we're just enjoying each other. Like we have so many things to do.
Get to
like
hang and talk,
like meet each other. Like, oh my God. And inspire each other at the end of the day. Like some people are only going there for the first time. Maybe this is the first time. Like, okay, maybe if I start doing this physical activity, you meet someone like, you know, like I just
do I need hiking boots?
No, you don't need hiking boots. I think just a lot of connections are going to happen that morning. And I'm so excited, you know, and then at the end of the day, we're also getting food for the Yuma Food Bank. So it's like, it's a win-win for everyone, you know.
I'm always weary of Telegraph because my mom went up and she was coming down and she broke her ankle. And I'm like, okay, I need good shoes. I need good shoes. No, it's the shoes. She probably had bad shoes she had for 20 years.
No, I like Hokas. So if you guys get Hokas,
so does my husband.
Get some Hokas for sure.
Yeah, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, I know. So I'm so excited because this is the second one. We did one last year and we had about 88 people there. So we're thinking that's going to be a little bigger than that. Yeah, especially with how many shares it's been and, you know, just the response that we've been getting. So I'm so excited just, you know, to meet all the women that show up, you know, because even moms are bringing their daughters, you know. So like we're going to have all age groups there. So I'm excited.
So is this your idea to put this together with all these?
Yeah. So last year when I did it, you know, like I never, again, just like everything, I'm just like, oh, let's just do this, you know, like we'll see where this goes. And then it's like, oh, wow, I did not expect it to be like that, you know. And then this year I wasn't really thinking about doing it again, and then it popped up October again, and I'm like, should I do
October pops up like it does.
No, like the old flyer, from last year, like it was a notification. And then like just from this past year, the, you know, relationships I built through Coach Linds, I like involving everyone. Like there's enough for all of us to win. That's right. So I'm like, okay, like let's all do this together. You know, let's put your name, you do this, all that. So it's really just about, you know, yes, we have connections now, but we built from that. You know, we didn't know each other a year ago, you know, so it's like,
So in those connections, they're valuable to you. Like you hold them in a certain light, in a certain regard.
Yeah, because like also like I shared earlier, like there's a backstory to me, you know? So the way people treat me also, I take very seriously, and I'm a very loyal person. And so I take that 100%. So when someone like gives to me, like why wouldn't I give to them plus more or how much I can, you know? Yeah, I may not be the richest person, but I can, you know, I can put a video together for you. I can repost you every single time, you know, and like say, I 100% recommend you, you know? So it's like, you know, at the end of the day, we can all win.
Yeah. Are you going to be taking a lot of pictures? I know you have on the run photography.
Yes.
Are you going to be recording all of this?
Oh, 100%. We'll have videos going on. Like, so I'll be in the back of the whole hike. Like last year I was actually running back and forth. Like I recorded with my phone, but now that on the run photography, my other business is, you know, also like getting a little bigger. I'm like, okay, I'm going to do some footage with my camera. I'll carry it. So I'm excited for sure.
Yeah. So you're going to be working at the
work.
event.
Yeah. It's an
I'm going to be
event.
double working.
Yeah. Two things. So
But
yeah.
you love it, so it's not really work.
No, 100%. I don't know. It's just like a normal thing. Like I think my closest friends that I always hang out with, like they're like, okay, like I'm gonna take a video of you. Like I don't even have to ask them. Like it's like just a normal thing for all of us now. They're like they understand, you know. And I really appreciate the people in my life because they see what you know, what I love, and I love being Coach Linds. Like I love what we've all built together, you know, as a community. So it's like
what you're really doing is serving, and that's the
serving.
key.
That's the key.
That's
like exactly
all I want to do.
Yeah.
Like with coaching and things, like just want to help.
Yeah,
that's all I want to do.
You're serving, you're genuine. So that's the magic.
Sure.
That's the magic behind it. Authenticity. People are seeing what you're doing. It resonates with them.
Right.
And so that's why they're supporting. And the big thing as well is you go back and then support other businesses and share off of your platform, since you do have a big platform, and you could use that to highlight what you find interesting and people that are doing good things for the community.
Yeah.
And so it's almost like God or the universe, however you want to put it, kind of trusts you with it. And it's like, and gives you more.
It's weird because 100% like I am where I am because of God, you know, like I would not like, oh my God, like 100%. So I just want to help people, and I have all these, you know, things like these niches that I like to do, but I want to help different people, you know, like from the kids in the system, you know, poor people, like people on the street. Like I just want to help everyone, you know, like, you know, as much as I can. So yeah.
So before we let you go, you're something special tonight. You mentioned.
Yeah. So I'm having a soft opening for my home gym for my gym girls that are already my clients. So we're gonna have a little get together. We're gonna have, you know, Rad Pizza is gonna be outside cooking the pizzas for us, and then we'll have 2 gens by Bruja Renata. She'll be doing 2 gens for us, and then we're gonna also have a photo booth by management. So we're excited. It's gonna, you know, a little bit
your
for my
neighborhood's
girls.
gonna be loud.
No, it's not. It's gonna be in my house, and we'll be sitting outside. But like, I'm just excited to be with the girls, you know, because we've grown together. You know, it's not just me. Like, I wouldn't be where I am without them.
It takes a village.
Yeah, so it's just, you know, a celebration together. You know, because we have the run club in the morning, so we can't stay up late.
You're like 8 o'clock, ladies.
Yeah.
Bedtime.
You can't party too hard.
No. Friday nights, it's all no.
No,
so funny.
no.
I gotta go to sleep.
Friday, I'm in bed by like 9. I'm like, okay,
please.
kids, lights out.
And my biggest thing is like, I want them to go to the run club also. Like we try to make an appearance all together, you know?
And
so
is that
like,
the Canal Run Club? That one?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
because there's quite a few now.
Yeah, there's so
in
many
town.
popping up on my
Mine
page.
too, and I'm like, wait, there's so many.
Yeah, so at the Canal Run Club, like
Awesome. We
I
had them
love
on
going.
too.
Yes.
They're very, very cool guys.
My brother-in-law, the one that works here, I was asking him for some help at my house. He's like, what time do you want to meet there? I said, at this time. He said, okay, good. That's the time I should be getting done with the Canal Run Club.
Exactly.
He's going to be over there.
That's awesome.
He's going to be doing it. So congrats. Hope your
Yes.
event goes good
Thank
tonight.
you.
I can't
I'm
go over
sure
there
it
and
will.
work out, but can I get some of Joe's pizza, the Rad Pizza? Can I stop
You're
by?
not a
and-
girl.
Message him.
Yeah,
She's all do it yourself.
That's in my driveway.
Joe,
Yeah, just show up and be like, I need a pizza.
well, I didn't know he was doing stuff because I wanted to
Yeah.
ask him to be on the show, but he said I'm not making pizzas for a while, so maybe it's
I
because he
actually
has.
already have.
I had this.
Oh, you reached
event.
out?
Yeah, but he's just trying to get back to me with times.
Oh,
That was
okay.
like weeks ago. So ask him again.
Okay. Yeah,
Stay on
I
him.
grew up with Joe. I've known him forever.
I heard
so.
he's great.
He's a good guy.
Never met
really
him.
good guy. Yes.
Awesome.
So yes, congrats again. I
Thank
hope your
you.
event goes really good tonight.
Thank
I'm
you
so
sure it
much
will.
for
I
being
have
with
no
us.
doubt. You're a shining star.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
And with that, we are going to take a break. We'll be back with David Adler right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
What's Up Yuma is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. Specializing in residential and commercial wiring, services also include EV charging unit installs and solar-ready service panel upgrades. Information and consultation appointments at yumaelectricservicellc.com.
Next time on the Retro Cocktail Hour, we hear the exotic sounds of Arthur Lyman and Les Baxter. Plus, there's something new by the Midday Mai Tais Project. I'm Daryl Brogdon. Why not join me where the music's always shaken, not stirred? The Retro Cocktail Hour
Saturday evening from 7 to 9 on Border Radio KOFA.
For KAWC News, I'm Cisco Stargazer, Education Solutions Reporter. The heavy storms that swept through Yuma at the beginning of the month caused a lot of damage, and one local microschool is still feeling it. Positive Expressions experienced severe flooding that destroyed everything in its facility, and it's been closed since. The school serves about 10 kids, most of which have special needs, and it offers them a small personalized learning experience. To reopen, the microschool's founder, Heather Acosta, is asking the community for support. Her starting goal is $1,600, but she ultimately needs $5,000.
Our students, our special needs students, are now at home waiting for our school to be open and to continue on with their education, but we can't. So I'm just asking the community, even if it's $1, it means a lot. Like, we celebrate every dollar that comes in. I just scream out loud, like, oh my gosh, we got another one.
To learn more, look up Positive Expressions with a Z on Facebook. For KAWC News, I'm Cisco Stargazer.
This is folk singer Michael Jonathan. We have a fun Wood Songs this week. We're celebrating jug bands with the Steel City Jug Slammers, Jaron Blind Boy Paxton, and the legendary Jim Queskin.
Well, Mama told Papa be quiet as a mouse, so Papa climbed up on top of the house.
It's celebrating jug bands this week on the Wood Songs Old Time Radio Hour.
Tuesday evening at 7 on KOFA Border Radio 94.7 FM.
The Arizona Western College Parker Learning Center will host the Parker Community Expo from 1 to 4 p.m. on November 5th. The expo will provide career information, local resources, transfer options, and employment opportunities for students and the public in and around La Paz County. Details under events at azwestern.edu.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. We are joined now by David Adler from the Yuma Orchestra Association.
It's on your shirt.
I'm reading it off of the shirt.
We're always like, oh, he's wearing the shirt.
Because there's different, organizations and stuff. So I want to make sure I get it right. So, David, so we're reading your bio, and it said like 29 years, and we were thinking maybe 29 years in this thing. But are you 29 years old?
I'm 29 years old, Johnny.
Wow. And you're. It says Concertmaster
of the Yuma Symphony Orchestra. So that just means that I get to lead the, besides there's for orchestras, you have a conductor. That's their main job is to lead it.
Okay.
But then as the concertmaster, what you're doing is you're kind of leading the string section.
Oh,
okay.
That is kind of your main deal.
That's my favorite section.
It's the powerhouse of the orchestra.
It really is. Oh, wow. I'm glad we agree.
I wasn't going to pick one. I'm like, I don't have a favorite.
You need to pick.
I like it all.
No.
The drums. I'm a drum person.
Oh.
Yeah. But I still really like what you're doing.
We always need percussionists.
That's right. We got to keep the beat. Doot, doot.
But there's always the funny joke where it's like, are you a drummer or are you a percussionist?
Yes. Definitely a difference. So how long have you been doing this?
So the Yuma Orchestra, I always have to say, start from the beginning. I was a late bloomer when it comes to violin. Most kids are learning violin around 5 years old, 6 even to 8 years old. They have it in their middle schools to high schools, even some elementary schools. I kind of learned it at an older age, probably about 11, 12 years old, which is kind of late for a lot of people who are interested in violin.
Yeah. How did that start?
It started because my mother's a music teacher.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
And one of the reasons that we encourage kids to learn music, of course, at a younger age. But the thing is, I have an identical twin. We're males.
Really?
And so we're kind of rambunctious. And so she waited a little bit longer for us to even hold the violin, because at the end of the day, they are expensive instruments. A good one, at least.
You're going to break them. What's your twin's name?
Jonathan.
Jonathan and David.
Yeah, David and Jonathan. She didn't want you to hit it over his head. Like,
no. each other with it.
So we learned piano at a younger age, because it's big, it's bulky, and you have to do a lot of things. You can't pick it up and throw it.
No,
you cannot do that.
Yeah.
So when we learned violin, it was more so our mother made us. I always say at the end of the day, my mother made me. And then, and I always say to tell the parents, you know what, push your kids a little bit, because you're going to have to. That's the responsibility of a parent. Push them a little bit, because if we had the kids' way, they'd be eating mac and cheese every single day, and they would, and they never go to school.
That's so true. I love that.
Are you from here in Yuma?
I was born here in Yuma. Well, born in Tucson. 2 days later, moved to Yuma.
2 days.
So
what happened in those 2 days?
He said he had enough of it. He was like 2 days old, and he was like, "I'm sick of this place."
I don't like Tucson. Yuma it is.
Father's in the Navy. So
gotcha. Okay.
Back to Yuma.
So you've been here since?
Been here since. Haven't left.
And your mom was a music teacher at some of the local schools here, or?
She was a music teacher for her degree, so she grew up in Phoenix.
Okay.
And so
okay.
She just happened. She had the wherewithal to be able to teach 2 rowdy boys violin.
Gotcha.
So I continue it more in my end than my brother didn't, but he still knows how to play violin. He's more interested in piano.
Okay.
But for my purposes, I was learning violin, and I always say it's harder. It is one of the harder instruments to learn. I always say on the piano, anyone can learn piano because you can sit there on the key, and every time you hit that key, it's going to be right at least.
Yeah, at least you're going to get the right note, right?
Your brain will memorize that. But with the violin, there's a lot of technique. You have to hold the violin right, you have to hold the bow right, you have to add those two together.
That's right.
When you put your finger down, and what we do is when we play violin, we have to play at the very tip of the little pad right here on the finger, and then just at the nail. That's where you have to be. Because if you move down a little left or right of that, or horizontal to vertical, you're going to be out of tune.
Wow.
That is
very
too much.
Disciplined.
So it's one of those things where I always tell people, if you ever sit down in a little kids orchestra, just sit through it. It's okay, because they're trying their best.
I love
absolutely.
And I always say it's nothing. When I teach violin, because I like to teach it, I always say, whenever you see the TikTokers, the Instagrammers, or the Facebook, when they go, it should be natural. It should feel right here. I always say there's nothing natural about putting a block of wood right here and holding a piece of stick in the right hand. There's nothing natural about it.
We're getting some truth here today. I love that.
You must you have to get used to it.
Yeah.
Take that, you Instagrammers
and TikTokers.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Because they will sit there and they're like, it's natural. It should feel beautiful. And you sit there and you're like, no.
This is not fun.
It's going to hurt. And that's just it too. Woodwinds are kind of the same way, except it's more of what's called amateur. It's kind of pursing the lips to get through. So that's also difficult. I would say whatever you choose, it's going to be difficult, but I would say keep with it, because it's always going to be a fulfillment of oneself.
Repetition.
Do you remember the early days of you trying the violin? And
I did. I hated it. I was
You're like, Mom, I quit.
I will tell you right now, I was a rascal child. There's no ifs, ands,
take
or
us
buts
back
about
to it. Like,
and what kind of trouble did you and your twin get into?
So, of course, you always had to do the stick fighting with the bow. That was the number one thing. But another thing is that in music, what we call it, you not just learn the music, you have to learn the basics, the harmony.
Okay.
And then your music was called music theory. I always say it's coding for musicians.
Okay.
And it's just difficult as a young kid. As an adult, you kind of understand it more. But it was funny because with one of our classes we were in a bigger group, my brother and I made a little petition called "End Music Theory." And it was funny because we got one of the music teacher's daughters to sign it. And so let's just say at the end of the night, they were not very happy about that.
So do you remember when it started to click? Do you remember that feeling or those moments where it's like you're starting to make some music out of it?
Absolutely, I do. So what it is that as you're playing the instrument, you're not as comfortable. You're just like, what am I doing? My mother made me. I don't care.
Yeah.
But one day there was a tune I really liked, and it's the funny the Rocky melody, the countdown. For some reason I really liked that when I was younger.
Yeah.
So I tried doing it. I got just good enough to play a little bit of it, and then someone just said, hey, that's really cool. Can you play that? And I was like, sure, did it.
Wow.
And then they're like, wow, that was really cool. And then, of course, anyone's going to go, oh.
They like me.
That's exactly what I do.
Yeah.
That's what I did with this radio show. Like, once people like, this is good, I was like,
I'm
no.
like, they like me.
I'm staying.
They like me. Popularity. And
I love it.
Now there's eyes on me. Great.
Yeah,
How do I get more of this?
What else can I learn?
So that was a pushing point. So I was like, okay, let's go a little bit more into this. And then I joined a group called the String Ambassadors, which is right here in Yuma, Arizona, provided by the Yuma Orchestra. What it is, it's a performing string group that takes kids from high school, and what they do is they just go out in the community and play. So but what it is that they give up one Saturday every single week. So every Saturday they're meeting at Yuma High School, and they practice the instruments and they practice it, and then they become. They learn more about the instrument, but also what they do is they're learning music, and then they go out in town and perform to inspire a younger generation to play it.
Where would you guys perform?
Anywhere that's asked.
Anyone that wants you.
It's like, we'll play at a bar mitzvah if you want us to.
So how old were you when you joined that organization?
So when I joined that, about 15 years old. Usually it's about 15, 16 years old. We always say just before high school, you could join the string ambassadors. And so what I did was I wasn't the best. I would tell people right now, I was not the best. I joined what was called, what you would say, third violin. But there's no such thing as third violin. That's the viola part that's been transposed for the violin.
Gotcha.
And so, and in music harmony, what you have is usually first violins, they play the melody.
Okay.
Second violins play the harmony.
Got it.
Violas play usually a third or a fourth below that to stabilize that. Sure. And then you have the cellos and basses playing the bottom notes.
Ronnie's shaking her head like she knows what you're talking about.
I'm literally, I'm picturing it in my head so I can keep up. But it makes total sense.
Yes. But so in other words, I always say it's a very important part, but at the same time, as you're a kid, everybody wants to play the first violin. Everybody wants to play the melody line.
Yeah.
There's like even movies about that, right? Like
everyone's fighting. Everyone's fighting for it.
Fighting for it, and they even kill or like hurt somebody. No, seriously, there's like whole movies.
They'll
about
go missing.
There is.
Like,
yeah.
Wow.
So I always tell people it gets better.
So, okay, real quick, I'm just curious. Do you know how to play the cello and the viola?
Yes. So I did that just for myself because you're teaching it. So there's no point on being a teacher and being like, well, you kind of do this or you kind of do that. Well, I guess you do this. You need to sit there and show them.
Wow.
And that's one thing I feel that we are lacking in a lot of leadership is it's more so telling show.
So you learned both of those instruments because you wanted that under your belt buckle to be able to say, like, I know this, I understand this. If they have some questions.
Absolutely, you have to.
Do you enjoy those other instruments?
I do.
Oh, okay.
It is. And like I said, just for teaching purposes, it makes it easier. And who knows, you could get a gig maybe one day.
That's right.
Because I would say, but you don't want to be that one person who is master, talent everything but master of none.
Yes.
Anytime a person says like I play over 100 instruments, I always go, which one are you good at then?
Yeah, there you go. I like that question. Yeah, and I just got to I love the cello. I love it, the deep tones. I like that.
It's beautiful.
That's and violin. My sister played for a little while, or she tried. She's really good at the piano and stuff. But I know, and I have witnessed how difficult it can be.
Oh yeah. Is the guitar like that too? You know, like if you have your finger, because my husband plays.
So the guitar is slightly easier because on the guitar it is fingering, but you have what's called frets on there. So those lines on their violins, we don't have the frets.
Wow.
Oh,
so you got to memorize exactly.
You have to. It's all memorization. So fingers patterns down.
That's very true. Yeah. We have like 8 guitars in our bedroom.
I would say as long as you're playing some instrument that makes you feel happy, I would say go for it because you're doing something.
Yeah.
And going back to the strings being the powerhouse of the reason why you have so many strings in an orchestra is because you need to, because if you have woodwinds or brass, they're going to be out of breath by the time you get to the 4th piece. And so
like, we need help.
When you're playing the violin, you can just keep going.
Yeah.
Up and down, moving.
True.
And then, but for the brass and the woodwinds, they're chugging along and they're doing their darn best. But
they need help.
So they kind of add little spices, little textures into
We're
the music.
totally learning how an orchestra is broken down.
I love it.
Me too.
I absolutely love it.
I'm in school right now. This is really neat.
So we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back with more because he also likes to get in balloons. So we're going to talk about what that's all about after the break. And hopefully we can find a violin that he can play. If somebody could go get a violin, I want to hear him.
Just go grab one,
just go grab one, find somebody. And with that, we're going to take this break. You're listening to What's Up Yuma Radio right here on 94.7 KOFA Border Radio.
Ever wanted to be on the radio? Still talking into your hairbrush in the mirror? Border Radio needs you as a volunteer host. Share music, stories, and local conversations that matter. No experience necessary. We'll provide the training. Email info@borderradioaz.org or call 877-838-5292 for more information.
¿Hacia dónde se dirige la educación en Arizona? ¿Qué funciona y qué no en sus escuelas? Este sábado, KAWC presenta Inside the Issues, Soluciones Educativas para Arizona, un foro público pionero que reúne a las voces más destacadas de la educación en Arizona sobre uno de los problemas más críticos del estado. Puedes escucharlo este sábado por la mañana en español, a las 10 en KOFA Border Radio y en inglés a las 11 en KAWC 88.9 FM.
Blood services provider Vitalant is hosting blood drives at Yuma locations on an ongoing basis. Daily personal emergencies and ongoing medical needs of thousands of patients require a constant and ready blood supply. Donations of all blood types, especially O, are needed. Locations, dates, and appointments at donors.vitalant.org.
What's up, Yuma? Welcome back to What's Up, Yuma Radio. We are here talking to David Adler. We're talking about the orchestra, but I left with a little tease because he also likes balloons. So we're going to get into that a little bit, and then I want to get back into the orchestra just because this is fun.
Let's jump back.
But so hot air balloons, you're a pilot.
Yes, I'm a commercially rated Federal Aviation hot air balloon pilot.
Wow, that is a long title.
Yeah, it's a long title.
So how did that come to be?
So it came to be because I was kind of interested with hot air balloons at a young age. I've always kind of seen them around during the winter time.
Yeah.
We have the local
festival.
balloon festival here, the Colorado River Crossing
Very
Balloon
popular.
Festival. It happens every year.
Yeah.
And so at a younger age, I went and helped crewed for the balloon. And that was always fun. We did it every year as a yearly thing. And then about, I want to say 2008 was when I kind of got really into it because one of the local companies here was doing a raffle, you can say, for a free balloon ride during the festival.
Sure.
And I always say it's a funny thing. I won't say who they were, but it was funny because they were offering, all you had to do was come into the module, come into the place, and then they'll show you around the place, and then they'll put you in for raffles. So of course my dad, we hear on the radio, and we're like, okay, so
let's just go pretend we're interested.
We heard on the radio about a minute away. We're like, we never do this. So let's go try it. So we did. Of course, we go in, not being me, but it's just a girl on her phone. And then she looks up. She goes, what are you doing here? And we're like, oh, well, we're here for the raffle. 1 second. And then she turns around, puts her name puts her name, number, puts it in the bowl, back on the phone. So we never even left the lobby.
Wow.
Went back out the next day. We got a phone call saying you won the balloon ride.
Nobody else showed up or something.
And so we were like, of course, we're being cheeky. We're like, well, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Sure.
We must have been like a bit up against everyone. They said, it's been on Instagram. It's been on Facebook. It's been on everything, radio, as you guys heard. The news TV for about 9 months. They said you and another couple were the only people to show up in that time. So you and the other couple won the balloon ride. So I said, I love that for me.
Does that just show you how hot air balloons are not popular? Or do you think maybe people were scared?
I think it was just the way it was promoted.
Okay.
That's one thing.
It's not the balloon's fault.
It's not the thing. It's the actual.
And is there a reason you won't tell us the place?
Can he?
Oh, it's a local business. So I just didn't want to.
Oh,
okay. Yeah. Okay.
But
you can tell.
I could tell you after.
He doesn't want to be mean.
Yeah. Now I want to know.
We could do some Earl Grey after.
Yeah. So you got this. You were the lucky winner out of millions of people that entered this contest.
I love it.
So you remember the day getting up the first time?
The week later was the balloon festival, and I got my first flight, and I was hooked.
Wow. So what was that like? Like showing up, like getting in the balloon?
We knew what to expect from a crew standpoint since we always help, but not from the flights aspect.
Yeah.
You still, at a young age, I like the balloon books, and then you're finally in the basket, you're lifting off.
Wow.
And I was so excited, you never even realize that you've left the ground. Because in a balloon, there's no sensation of a balloon. I always say you could be going up 1,000 feet a minute, coming down 1,000 feet a minute, and it's like sitting right here.
You just don't know.
Really?
The world is coming. There's no form
unless
of
you were
sensation.
to be looking, like you wouldn't know.
When I've gone up to in other places to about 13,000, 14,000 feet, once you go above the highest structure, you can't tell if you're going up or down.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
I bet it's very peaceful.
It's very peaceful. That's why people love it, because you get the people who are shaking and they're like, I want to do it. It's on my bucket list. Of course, their friends are like, no, don't do it. Think about it. And like, no, I want to do it. I want to do it. And then they get in the basket, and then 5 minutes later, they're hanging out of the basket, taking pictures like that. And they're like, what was I afraid of?
Yeah.
Like, what was I afraid of?
It's funny because we brought it up this week on an episode. I couldn't go into a hot air balloon because one of our guests this week was one of the ones that actually crashed.
My
years
editor,
ago. Her
Mara.
editor, Mara, they crashed. And a gentleman that worked at the same radio station I was at, he ended up going after the radio station for money. And so when I got a call at the last balloon festival. They're like, you want to go up in the balloon? I was like, absolutely, I want to go in the balloon.
Yeah.
And it was going to be me and my co-host at the time, Stacy Lynn. And we were like, let's do it. And then we took it to the office, and they're like, corporate's like, nope, we're not going to do that. Insurance
you guys,
reasons.
we don't pay for life insurance.
Yeah, they're like, nope, not going to happen. But I still want to go. I'd still love to go up.
I'll say I could hook you. And I know someone who can hook you up.
Yeah, there
we
we
should
go.
go.
I would love to take you
and
up.
do like a fun video or something. Oh my
take a
god!
video.
When is it? Is it October, November? When does it happen?
The balloon festival is during November, but I fly from November through February. So
Sweet. Anytime.
You don't have to wait for the festival though.
but maybe we could do like a big thing for the festival, or make it like a whole thing. So yeah, that'd be good. We'll go up.
I'd be willing. I'd face my fear, like you said.
Do you fear it at all?
I mean, I think I'd be scared. Honestly, I really do. Yeah. I'm being real. I think I'd go and I'd be sweating.
Their arms wrapped around the upright, but they're
I'd be like hanging on for dear life. Yeah.
So do you know how many flights you've had? Is that what we call it?
Yeah. So you go by piloting hours. So that like any aircraft, I have I have a lot for people my age because usually with ballooning, not. So I have over 1,300 hours in ballooning, which is nothing compared to airlines. Because if you think about the hot air balloon flight's about 45 minutes to an hour.
Yeah.
Some are like flying everywhere.
And so on an airline, you have someone you could get about probably 10,000, 12,000 hours in under say 2 or 3 years.
So what did it take for you to get your license?
So to get a license in ballooning, what it is you have to get a private and then after that a commercial. You don't have to get the commercial, but you do need to get a private pilot's license.
Okay.
And it's the same license that you would get if you're doing an airline test. So it's one of those things where
I didn't realize
it's not to be taken lighthearted. It is. The only difference is that someone would have it's a fixed wing license, or you have one for my license. It's lighter than air with airborne heater. So that's what mine is. But if I get a gas balloon rating, they take away that airborne heater and they just have a balloon license because you're in 2 categories.
Wow.
So what we use is hot air.
Okay.
For our lift.
Wow.
To do that, you need to be 16 years old to get a private pilot's license, and you need to be 18 years old to get a commercial pilot's license.
You could be 16 and get your flying.
So how old are you when you got your license?
I was about 17 years old.
Wow.
About 17. So you were 2008. I think that's what you said it was when you entered. And how old were you then?
Oh gosh.
So don't ask me these questions.
Well, you were younger.
Yeah.
We'll go back.
Let's just say you're still young.
You don't want to find out.
Yeah. You were younger. But so how long or what was it? Because you just won a ticket. And you got to go in, and then what made you say, I want to fly these?
A balloon company moved in a year later. And so I said, can I crew for you? And when you get your commercial pilot's license, you get what is called a commercial, essentially a commercial flight instructor rating with it. It's the only certificate that has that. Because usually if you go into fixed wing, you have to do all these steps and then get that on top of everything else. But with hot air balloons, you get that with the commercial license.
Wow.
But that makes the commercial license harder because if you're an airline pilot and getting a commercial license, all you're having to essentially do is fly the plane better and then just know your minimums and everything else. But as a commercial flight instructor, all of a sudden you're having to learn the psychology of a student because you're having to teach a student. And so you have to know everything front and back and you have to be very good at what you do in order to get that. And that's an add-on. That's something you can't do. It's like going in for and when you take the test, it's difficult too because there's also things you're not really related to the hot air balloon. A lot of times they'll put aircraft knowledge on, so you have to learn a little bit about the airplane.
That's a lot.
Because at the end of the day, they just see a missed question. They don't know. It's like going in for your driver's license and like, how far should you park away from a fire hydrant? And then the next question would be, how far away when coasting in at 15 knots on the water should you contact the harbor master? Is it at port? And that's the kind of question.
Wow.
That's that's the kind of questions you kind of.
Okay, Ronnie, go. How far?
5 miles.
So,
yeah.
I know. That's just it. That's like taking a driver's license, and then all of a sudden that shows up, and you're like,
I have no clue. Let's just go with C. Always go with C.
I know. Always go with C, and it does work.
It really does.
So, okay, you mentioned you start flying in November, and you have this time. So, because we're about to run out of time, we're definitely going to have to get you back with the violin, though. But so, if somebody wants to go up during that time, how does that work?
So you could just go Balloons Over Yuma, and so that'll get you to me. It gets the website.
Balloons Over Yuma.
Awesome.
Okay.
Wow.
You go over there and then you sign up. You look for dates that are available.
Yeah, you go for dates are available, and so I will contact you when I'm able. Because like I said, due to snowbird season, we only have one balloon, so it is pretty busy.
Is it pretty backed up?
It gets really backed up just because everyone wants to do it.
The snowbirds want to go?
Oh, absolutely.
Wow.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
So what's better, balloons or orchestra?
My love is for both. It's always saying
he's not going to choose.
You can never choose your favorite. Your
like your favorite kid. Yeah, no, it depends on the day. Sometimes I like.
Well, yeah, tell that to Emma. Yeah. No, anyway, so thank you so much for being with us. It's a very, very interesting way that you got to become a balloon pilot from winning a contest and then going up. And so to play or to hear you play or hear the orchestra play, how do we find out about that?
So you can go to yumaorchestra.org. We have a concert coming up called the Moonlight Classics. And so we're going to be here at the Arizona Western College Amphitheater November 8th at 6:30.
Wow.
You could go online and buy tickets at $25, or you could buy tickets at the front when you're here.
You can do it at the door.
And you're leading the strings.
Yes.
You're not playing in there.
Oh, I am.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
Okay.
So Concertmaster plays, and then the conductor is the conductor. So they lead the full of the orchestra.
But you just, you lead because you're the, the
master.
The master. Is that like the same thing as the first chair then? Or
it's first chair.
Okay,
oh, you got
it's
the
first
chair.
Yeah,
you got
so that's what Concertmaster
Somebody's coming for you, buddy. You better watch out. Watch your back.
Lock your doors at night.
But yes, we have the
who is it?
Which one of you is coming
You need security.
Yeah. But anyway, so it's our
well, that's what Officer Fell's for here on campus.
So thank you so much. So what date again? Because I want to go.
It is November 8th, 6:30 here at the Arizona Western College at the AWC Amphitheater.
Wow,
awesome.
Well, you were so fun.
Yeah,
thank you so much.
Thanks, Ronnie.
Seriously,
thanks,
next time, violin, bring it. We're going to do this. And with that, What's Up Yuma Radio is a production of KAWC. We broadcast from the studios in the Matador Activity Center at Arizona Western College in Yuma. We want to thank our engineer, Talon Gonzalez, along with Juan Garcia, Anthony Arnales, and Dave Reed.
And you can find out more about KOFA at borderradioaz.org and on the KOFA app. And stay tuned for KOFA's Midday Music. Today, our student volunteer host, Julia Castillo, will celebrate the anniversary of the last album recorded by the Beatles, Abbey Road.
And on our next program on Monday, we're going to be joined by Travis and Ashley from Cafecito, and as well as Eric Wolford, I believe, from the Yuma County Fairgrounds.
That's right. And you can listen to the podcast of our program anytime at kawc.org/podcast/What's Up Yuma Radio, and email us at whatsupyumaradio@gmail.com.
All right. So you guys have a good weekend. Thank you for being with us, David. I appreciate it. Learned a lot. We're going to check that out. November what?
It's November 8th.
See you Monday.
What's Up Yuma with Johnny Porter is sponsored by Yuma Electric Service, LLC, serving the Yuma area for more than 25 years. YumaElectricServiceLLC.com.